Gentlemen, I'll be able to talk to you one more time. Let me say what we are attempting to do. You didn't see the way you saw the case, but you present some witnesses, some characteristics of Billy. We'll be able to talk a little bit more freely now. We're not restrained by some of the rules. We'll know all the truth about Erica and her family. And Mr. Delgado will also be able to testify if he wishes. But the family's going to come up and tell you all these situations that they had with Erica and all the problems they had with her. They'll tell you all about the good times that they had with Billy, what type of person Billy is. So you can use all that information you received from the trial and this new information to try to determine the proper sentence. Okay, remember, disqualifies for probation, and it's all related to the maximum amount of punishment. So folks have a wide range to deal with. All right, thank you.
Let's say your client first witness.
Got it, maybe.
Okay.
Sure.
The witness is on the way, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The state calls Silvia Navarro to the stand. She needs to be sworn in. Oh. Yes. Will. Yeah. Let the court hear that we're gonna need an interpreter.
And Your Honor, at this time, we'll be requesting that the exhibits from the guilt and innocence be moved to the punishment phase, and if we could have those exhibits, I don't think they're out here with the court.
Okay, they'll be reoffered along with all of the evidence that was admitted at the first phase of the trial and admitted for purposes of punishment. Could you raise your right hand, please? You solemnly swear as the evidence and testimony you're given this cause will be the truth, so help you God.
The whole truth.
Thank you. Have a seat over here.
Your Honor, these are not the complete list of.
Can you see if there's anything else in the jury room as far as exhibits?
Just the photos.
Is there a particular one that you're looking for?
Yes, Your Honor, I was looking for the photos of the crash. But these are injuries of the scene of the crime. Permission to go off record, Your Honor?
Yes.
We don't have the full list of exhibits here.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, anybody got carrying any exhibits on them that are back in the jury room? One more look in the jury room for us.
There are photos, there's a lot of photos. Yeah, we don't have any photos. Just pictures here.
Do you have copies?
All right, perfect. We got them.
Please state your name for the record.
Por favor, diga su nombre para que quede constado en actas.
Ok. Mi nombre es Silvia Navarro. Me dedico a trabajar y al hogar. Soy madre de un niño.
My name is Silvia Navarro, and I work at home, and I have one child.
And where do you reside?
¿Dónde está usted viviendo?
Vivo en Zapata.
I live in
Texas.
Zapata, Texas.
Thank you for coming down.
Gracias por venir.
Do you recall the date of June 1st, 2024?
¿Usted recuerda la fecha del día 1 de junio de 2024?
Claro que sí. ¿Cómo olvidar ese día tan triste?
Of course. How could I forget that day that was so sad?
What happened that day?
¿Qué sucedió ese día?
Ese día estábamos en la línea para dar vuelta para agarrar otra calle.
That day we were on the road to turn to another street.
Y de repente, pues, se vino un carro encima del carro de nosotros, ¿verdad? O sea, de una troca mía.
Then all of a sudden there was a car that came on top of us, one of our cars, our truck.
How did you feel at that moment?
¿Cómo se sintió usted en ese momento?
Pues desesperada, no sabía qué estaba pasando, fue algo muy rápido o algo que no me esperaba.
I felt desperate. I did not know what was happening. It all happened very soon. I was not expecting it.
And what did you do after you were struck by the vehicle?
¿Qué fue lo que usted hizo después de que el vehículo le golpeó?
Pues yo reboté en el vidrio de enfrente y me dolía toda la cabeza, todo el cuerpo.
I bounced off the windshield. I had body aches. My head hurt.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
¿Usted tuvo que irse al hospital?
Sí, me desmayé después.
Yes, I fainted later on.
Me llevó la ambulancia.
And I was taken by ambulance.
And how long were you in the hospital?
¿Cuánto tiempo estuvo usted en el hospital?
Pues estuve como medio día.
I was like half a day.
And did you have to go back? Did you have to do any therapy?
¿Usted tuvo que regresar? ¿Tuvo usted que tener alguna terapia?
Tuve que regresar como al tercer día porque el dolor era muy fuerte.
I did have to go back about the third day because the pain was very strong.
And today, do you still have pain?
¿Hoy todavía sufre de dolor?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you have the means to take care of that pain?
¿Usted tiene con qué cuidarse de ese dolor?
Pues hace una semana tuve que buscar un doctor para que me diera algo para el dolor.
A week ago, I had to look for a doctor so that I could get something for the pain.
Okay, let's go back. What happened to your car?
Vamos a regresarnos. ¿Qué sucedió con su automóvil?
Pues mi carro quedó completamente destrozado, pérdida total. Sí, la aseguranza me pagó $2,000, $2,200.
My car was a total loss. It was completely destroyed. Yes, the insurance did pay $2,200.
And were you able to get a new one?
¿Usted pudo obtener uno nuevo?
No.
No.
So after that, how did you manage to get around?
Después de eso, ¿cómo usted deambulaba?
Pues pedía RAI para mi trabajo. Ese automóvil lo usaba para llevar a mi hijo a su doctor porque tengo un niño con problemas, autismo, asma, problemas de salud.
I would ask for a ride. That car I used to use it to go to work. That car I used it to take my son to the doctor. My kid has problems with his health. He has autism. He has asthma.
And how have you managed to pay for all the car expenses, and the medical expenses?
¿Cómo le ha hecho usted para pagar todos sus costos de su automóvil y sus costos médicos?
Pues con mi trabajo ahorita estoy yendo yo al doctor. Aún se deben los biles del hospital.
With my work, now I'm paying my doctor. I'm still owing the hospital bills.
Has your life changed because of this accident?
¿Ha cambiado su vida debido a este accidente?
Claro que sí.
Of course.
How so?
¿Cómo?
Pues me da miedo manejar. Siento, si un carro está muy cerca, me viene el recuerdo que me van a volver a chocar. Algunas veces busco quien maneje.
Well, I am afraid to drive. I feel if a car is very close to me, it reminds me. And I am afraid and I look for someone to give me a ride.
Your Honor, permission to publish the State Exhibit 28 and 30.
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's marked the State's Exhibit 28.
Le voy a mostrar lo que tenemos como documento de prueba número 28.
Can you tell us in what car you were driving, or you were a passenger of?
¿Me puede decir usted qué vehículo estaba usted conduciendo o en qué vehículo era usted la pasajera?
Era la Escape gris.
It's the gray Escape.
So this one.
Esta.
And where were you riding?
¿Y dónde venía usted?
Del lado del pasajero.
On the passenger side.
So right here.
Aquí?
Mm.
Yes.
And it would be right here, correct?
¿Sería aquí mismo?
Ujú.
And that morning, did you foresee what was going to happen to you?
¿Y esa mañana sabía usted lo que iba a suceder ahí?
No, yo esa mañana venía con la intención de venir a comprar un piso para renovar mi trailer. Traía $500, que fue lo que usé para la reca, para mover el mueble de ahí para la salida de Zapata, que vive una hermana ahí.
No, that morning I had the intentions to go buy some flooring because I was going to renew the floor from my mobile home. I had $500 that later on I had to use for the car to be towed to the outside of Zapata. A sister lives there.
And nowadays, are you getting any medical treatment? And if so, how are you paying for it?
Ahora que está recibiendo usted tratamiento médico, ¿cómo lo está pagando?
Pues con mi dinero, con lo de mi trabajo.
With my own money from work.
And is that enough?
¿Y eso es suficiente?
¿Cómo suficiente?
What do you mean by enough?
Is that enough money to cover all the expenses?
¿Es suficiente dinero para cubrir todos sus gastos?
No.
No.
We pass the witness.
Ma'am, can you please give me your name again?
Señora, ¿me puede dar su nombre nuevamente?
Silvia Navarro Naranjo.
Silvia Navarro Naranjo.
Silvia Guerrero
Navarro.
Navarro. Navarro being your dad's last name?
Navarro es el apellido de su papá?
Sí.
Yes.
Ma'am, did you hire a lawyer for the accident?
¿Usted ocupó un abogado para el accidente?
Ujú.
Is he helping you get money?
¿Él le está ayudando a que usted obtenga dinero?
Nos dio, nomás dijo que la bolsa de la persona que nos había pegado eran $10,000, o él cobró no sé qué tanto, nos tocaron 6,000, como 6,200 para nosotros, para mí.
He he told us that the insurance was only up to $10,000 and he billed us. We only got around 6,000, 6,200,
Algo así.
something like that.
Okay, so you received money for some compensation for your injuries, right?
Entonces usted recibió compensación por sus lesiones.
Fue, pues no sé si fue por las lecciones o por el golpe de la troca. No supe. Él nomás nos dio ese dinero.
I don't know if it was for the injuries or if it was because of the damage to the car. He just gave us that money.
Okay, but you didn't elect to go to a jury and try to collect more damages. You chose to settle, and you settled for that amount, for $10,000, right?
Pero usted no ocupó a nadie para poder obtener más dinero. Usted estuvo de acuerdo en aceptar esos $10,000.
Sí, fue lo que nos dijo el abogado que tocaba del aseguro de la persona que nos había chocado, o sea, del accidente, y
Yes,
que no había otra manera que la póliza que ella tenía.
yes, that's what the attorney said. That was our share from the person that hit us, that there was no other way. That was our portion.
Okay. Would you like for Mr. Delgado to reimburse you for your expenses?
¿Usted quiere que el señor Delgado le reembolse sus gastos?
¿Cómo?
What do you mean?
Well, you're here to testify because you're telling us of all the expenses you have. I'm asking, would it make you whole if we could repay you for those expenses that occurred because of the accident?
Usted está aquí para dar su declaración y está diciendo de todos sus gastos y estamos preguntando si usted quiere ser reembolsada por esos gastos.
Claro que sí.
Of course.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Redirect?
In this entire year, has the defendant or his family reached out to try to pay you?
En todo este año, el acusado o los familiares del acusado han tratado de comunicarse con usted para tratar de pagarle.
No.
No.
You had to pay for that lawyer, correct?
Usted tuvo que pagar a ese abogado, ¿correcto?
Ujú, sí.
Yes.
How much?
¿Cuánto?
Es que el abogado ese se cobró de lo que tocaba de la bolsa de la persona del automóvil.
The thing is that he,
Serían 3,800, algo así.
the thing is that he took his share, I think maybe about 3,800.
So you had to pay money to get money.
Entonces tuvo que pagar dinero para tener dinero,
Claro.
of course,
For something that wasn't your fault,
por
correct?
algo que no fue su culpa, ¿correcto?
No.
It wasn't.
And did you ever reach out to the Delgado family and ask them for money?
¿En algún momento usted contactó a la familia Delgado para obtener dinero?
Claro que no, no sé ni quiénes son. No soy de aquí de Laredo, vivo en Zapata, no conozco a nadie ni a la persona que provocó el accidente, no sé las razones.
Of course, I do not know the family. I'm not from Laredo. I am from Zapata. I don't know the person or the reasons.
Okay, just to clarify, you hired an attorney to see if you could get more funds for the accident. And if you obtain funds, you were going to pay him a percentage of the funds you received. Is that right?
Solamente para aclarar, usted contrató un abogado para ver si podía tener usted algunos fondos y cuando recibiera el dinero, él iba a recibir un porcentaje. ¿Correcto?
Es correcto.
That is correct.
That's all I have, Judge.
And on the day of the accident, who were you with?
El día del accidente, ¿con quién estaba usted?
Estaba con un acompañante, Guadalupe García, era el que iba manejando.
I was with a partner, Guadalupe García.
So there was two people in the car.
Entonces, ¿había dos personas en el automóvil?
Sí.
Yes.
Who passed the witness?
No further questions, Judge.
Is she excused, not subject to recall?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am, for being here. You're excused. You don't have to come back. Thank you very much.
Ya no tiene que regresar. Muchísimas gracias.
Ok, gracias.
Your next witness, please.
It's going to be Joel Martinez, Judge. I don't know if it's been sworn in, Judge.
Would you raise your right hand for me, please? You do solemnly swear the evidence in the testimony given the cause with the truth, so help you God. Have a seat over here.
Have a seat, Judge.
Please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please state your name for the record?
Joe Martinez?
Mr. Martinez, how are you employed?
I'm a nurse practitioner in the trauma department in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay. And how long have you been a nurse practitioner?
I've been a nurse practitioner for 7 years, and I've been a nurse since 2012, also in the trauma unit.
And what do you mean by nurse? Is that your title? It used to be your title nurse, or it was?
Yes, I graduated in 2012 and started practicing as a registered nurse in the trauma ICU of that same hospital.
Okay.
then I went and obtained my master's in nurse practitioner studies, and I've been practicing as a nurse practitioner since.
And you said about 6 years ago, so it was more or less about 2018?
I started in January of 2019.
Okay, 2019. And are you licensed here in
Texas, yes, sir.
Okay. What does your practice consist of?
So I take care of perioperative patients, mainly trauma patients. So anyone that's in the acute phase in the hospital that is not an ICU patient and part of the trauma team, I take care of them, as well as outpatient care. So after they get discharged and they do their follow-up appointments, they come and they see me.
Okay, and right now you testify acute patients. Can you tell the jury what that means?
Acute patients are any patients that are ill enough to still be admitted into the hospital, but they are not in an intensive care unit. So they're not ill enough to where they have to be in the ICU, but they are ill enough to where they have to stay in the hospital.
Okay, and you also testified about trauma. You've been dealing with trauma patients since, I believe, 2012. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Can you tell the jury what that means? Trauma?
So any trauma patients are patients that come in due to a traumatic injury. So majority of patients are usually car crashes, falls from certain heights, gunshot wounds, stab victims. Those are probably the majority of the patients that I see.
Okay, and before we continue, let me ask about your educational background. What is it?
So I obtained my bachelor's in nursing from Incarnate Word in San Antonio. I graduated in 2012. Same year I became a registered nurse. While I was a trauma intensive care unit nurse, I also went to school to obtain my master's at UT Health San Antonio. And after graduating, took my boards and started practicing as a nurse practitioner in 2019.
Okay, and during the course of your duties as a nurse practitioner, have you examined and treated individuals with injuries? Is that correct?
I'm sorry?
With injuries? You've treated patients with injuries?
Yes.
And those injuries mainly consist of what kind of injuries?
Mainly consists of traumatic injuries, usually gunshot wounds, stab wounds, car crashes, orthopedic injuries that they sustain from what we call polytrauma, meaning that you have multiple injuries from one traumatic episode.
Okay, so since you've been dealing with trauma victims and injuries, what are the injuries that you most typically see?
I would say gunshot wounds, stab wounds, and rib fractures.
Okay.
And orthopedic injuries from car crashes.
Okay. Do you know the victim in this case, Ms. Erica Edith Torres?
I do. I took care of her for all 3 of the hospitalizations that she had in the last year.
Okay, so when was the first time you actually met with the victim, Erica Torres?
I met Erica, I believe it was in the 1st or 2nd week of July of 2024, after she had been in the intensive care unit for over a month. And my colleagues from the intensive care unit transferred her to me and gave me a report on what happened during her hospitalization in the ICU. And I took care of her from then moving forward.
And you testified that you work for University Hospital in San Antonio.
Correct.
Okay. So once you met Erica for the first time in early July 2024, what was your opinion, your medical opinion?
That she was extremely sick.
And what do you mean by extremely sick?
She had a lot of different injuries for different systems. So for her lungs, mainly in her abdomen, but she also had ongoing infections that required antibiotics. At that point, she wasn't moving or getting out of bed yet.
Okay.
She still had a breathing tube in her trachea, and she was still pending further surgical interventions.
What is the trachea?
So the tracheostomy tube is a tube that we put in someone's trachea when they've been on the breathing machine or the ventilator for prolonged periods of time, where it's not safe enough to just take the tube out. So we make a breathing tube for them that goes into their trachea.
Okay, so when you started treating Ms. Torres in July 2024, how many times a week would you visit with her?
I saw her on rounds every day that I was at work, so at least 5 days a week.
5 days a week, and that continued for how long?
Every day that I was at work, and that she was still in the hospital. So through her discharge, May 30th, aside from the 2 times that she was discharged from the hospital, then I would see her in clinic.
Yeah, Ms. Torres testified that she was released from the hospital May 30th of 2025. So about, if you can tell the jury, you dealt with Erica, you visited with her, you treated her, you even prescribed medicine for how long in those until May 30th of 2025?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day that I was there, I would see her.
Okay, and so you know her progression pretty much from June or July 2024 all the way to May 30th, 2025.
I know it very well, yes.
And have you met with her after she was released on May 30th, 2025?
Yes, I've met with her at the hospital once or twice, I believe.
Okay, are you still gonna be treating her?
Yes, so she's supposed to follow up with us still to continue her care.
Okay, so the jury already found the defendant guilty of ag assault. They already established that it was serious bodily injury. What can you tell the jury about any long-term effects that Ms. Erica Torres might have from this point on to the future?
So since discharge from hospital, she's been referred to a gastroenterologist. Ms. Torres has about less than 150 centimeters of her small intestine. The average for an adult person is anywhere from 300 to 800. So she has a very limited amount of small bowel.
Okay, and how can that affect her? Only having 105 centimeters of her small intestine.
So your small intestine is where the majority of your nutrients and certain medications work on the small intestine. So she's at high risk for malnutrition, and certain medications that she takes will not be working for her the way that they would for a normal person.
Okay, you testify malnutrition. What does that mean?
That means that she's not getting the vitamins or minerals or calories from food that we eat in the same manner that people that have a full small bowel do.
Okay, and how can that affect her in the future?
She may have a hard time maintaining her weight, diet tolerance. She may not eat certain foods the way that we do. And she can also not be able to get the same medications that we get and get the same effect from them.
What exhibit is the picture we took on Sunday? You remember? Judge, may I approach?
Yes.
I'm gonna show you state exhibit 49 to 51. And you testified earlier that you've seen her since July 2024, so you're familiar with her injuries
Correct.
when she was in the hospital. Okay. I'm gonna show you state exhibit 51, 50, and 49. These pictures were taken on Sunday, July 27th. Have you seen Erica like this?
Yes, I saw when that wound was actually completely open.
Are you talking about this one?
No, the one on her flank. Yes. So that was actually an open wound. That's a split thickness skin graft. That's a wound that we made by taking skin from her thigh and transplanting it to her flank so that it can actually cover. And that's what it looks like healed.
Healed. You said.
Yes, that's a healed skin graft. Correct.
Can this ever look better?
There's certain surgical procedures that patients may have after getting a skin graft to help it not look as scarred down, but these are not an option for her.
Why not?
Because she's too high risk of a patient because she's had multiple abdominal surgeries.
Mr. Martinez, I'm going to show you state exhibit number 50. You recognize this injury from Ms. Torres?
Yes. So that is her, I believe, right side. So she had wounds on both of her flanks, the right and the left. She had developed a flesh-eating bacteria when she was initially in the intensive care unit that required her to go to the operating room multiple times to help cut away all of that muscle that was necrotic.
Do you remember the timeline of that?
That was when she first came in. I believe that was in early June. She was still in the ICU, but when she was down in the acute care unit with me, we were still sending her back to the operating room for washouts of that.
Can Ms. Torres ever fix this?
No, it's not recommended that she have any other surgeries to her abdomen.
And for the same reason, because of her skin.
Correct, because she could get really sick. She's at high risk for any surgeon that goes in there can nick her bowel and cause the same injuries that she had before.
I didn't show you 6751. Again, this picture was taken on July 27th, Sunday before trial. You also recognize this?
Correct. That's her midline of her abdomen. She had, I believe, at least 3 exploratory laparotomies. And then her most recent time that we opened that wound was on April 15th for her takedown of her fistula that she developed.
And what is that? Fistula?
So Ms. Torres developed what's called an intracutaneous fistula, meaning that there was a portion of her bowel that was communicating to the outside of her skin. So anytime that she would eat or drink anything, her gastric contents would actually come out. So it wouldn't make its way down the entire intestine. So she wasn't able to absorb any of the food. And the only way that we were able to treat that is to keep her from eating anything by mouth. So she was not allowed to eat anything by mouth for at least 6 months.
Until April of 2025.
Correct.
And Ms. Torres also testified about this little thing that she has. Can you tell the jury what this is?
That's the remainder of the wound that she has from her surgery in April. That wound actually extended all the way down to the bottom of her abdomen. And we did what are called wound vac changes, where we would take a vacuum to help close it up. And that was getting changed 3 times a day at the bed, or 3 times a week at the bedside. This is the remainder of an opening that hasn't closed yet.
Do you think that opening is going to close soon, or it's going to be there for a while?
It's hard to tell. It should be closing, but as of right now, we're just having a difficult time getting it to close completely.
Okay. And again, another question: can Ms. Torres get plastic surgery so she can fix her abdomen?
We have recommended that she's not a good surgical candidate for that.
And Mr. Martinez, does this look normal to you?
It just, in comparison to a normal person, absolutely not.
Mr. Martinez, you also testified about the risk of malnutrition. Can you describe what you mean by that?
So she cannot eat the same types or amounts of food that a person without her injuries is able to. So she gets nauseous very easily. We've advised her from having big meals, so she usually takes very small meals. So the amount of food that she eats is very limited.
Okay.
Therefore, she won't have the kind of nutrition that a normal person would have. So if she continues to be nauseous, she'll have a difficult time eating those foods.
And can that change in the near future?
It's very unlikely because you cannot grow more small bowel and you cannot get a small bowel transplant.
Okay.
So this is an anatomical issue that she has that's not going to change.
What about disease processes? Can you please tell the jury what that is?
So if she were to develop, with her age advancement, if she were to develop diabetes or high blood pressure, she may be a little bit more difficult to manage than a normal person because a lot of these medications work on specific parts of your small bowel. So because she has...
And what do you mean by small bowel? What is that?
Her small intestine.
Okay.
So Erica has a very small amount of small intestine. And if she develops high blood pressure or diabetes, the medications that are used to treat those will not work on her the way that they would work on somebody that has the full extent of their small intestine because they work specifically in that portion of the bowel.
Okay, so she'll be limited in taking all that.
She'll have
medicine?
more limited options, correct?
Okay.
And
And-
specifically for any medications that say extended release,
Mhm.
those medications require their extended release. So they go through the entire bowel, small and large intestine, and they require a lot more time for absorption. So she's just not
Okay.
going to absorb what she needs out of those medications.
And that is important in case she does develop high blood pressure, cholesterol,
Correct.
diabetes. It's not going to work the same as like a regular person.
Correct.
Okay, and Ms. Erica Torres also testified about having PTSD. Did you treat her for PTSD?
We actually consulted our psychiatry team that's in the hospital for the PTSD.
Did you prescribe any medicine to her about?
Yes, they recommended medications. Unfortunately, during the initial portion of her hospitalization, when we weren't allowing her to have anything to eat or drink, the medications that were available to her were not an option for her because they were in pill form. So we had very limited options that were able to be given to her through her vein because that's all we were using at the time.
And just for the record, please describe to the jury what PTSD is.
It's a post-traumatic stress disorder. After somebody has a traumatic event, they can develop signs and symptoms of reliving the situation, but also can be extremely anxious, paranoid. Some of these actually, which happened to Miss Torres, they can actually be seen physically. So she would become extremely nauseous whenever she would talk, whenever she was asked about why she was in the hospital or what happened prior to her being in the hospital.
Okay, so let's go back to when she was in the hospital. You testified that you treated her for about maybe 11 months, from July to May 30th, 2025. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so when you saw Erica and the progression of her injuries and her, I guess, willingness or her will to live, can you comment on that? What you experienced, what you personally observed from Erica Torres?
She was definitely very determined. So she, whenever we asked her to, get out of bed, and even if she was feeling weak or she was feeling tired, she would make it a point to get out of bed, and then she would try to even walk more. She never wore a gown. She always wanted to be in her own clothes.
Okay.
She had visitors. She would get her nails done at the hospital because she was there forever. So she would have a friend come and do them for her. She was trying to, in my opinion, be as normal as possible after being in the hospital for almost a year.
And let me ask you, I guess, a follow-up question on that. Will she ever be normal again?
In comparison to a person that...
Normal person?
No.
She also testified that she can only lift about 10 pounds right now.
Correct.
Is that going to change in the future, or she's always going to be limited?
She's always going to be limited. She shouldn't be moving a couch or picking up anything super heavy.
And based on the injuries that Ms. Torres sustained, do you think she can get pregnant, on your medical opinion?
I would say no, but I would probably defer that question to
Fair.
a gyne expert.
I'll pass a witness, Judge.
Just a few questions. What's your last name again?
Martinez?
Mr. Martinez. Is there medication that she can use that can be absorbed through the skin, like some compounding medications?
It depends on what medications you're asking for. So there are some transdermal medications, but it just depends on which ones and what you want them for.
Okay. And as you see her today, is she malnourished?
She is not eating as much as she should, yes. So she actually has an appointment with a gastroenterologist next month.
So she should be gaining more weight at this time, is what you're saying?
Weight is not something that we use very much as far as malnourishment or not. She would need to get labs drawn to see what her nutrition labs are looking like.
And there's other ways she can get nutrition?
We treated her to have nutrition, which is not optimal, but it was the only option that we had at the time. She was having to get nutrition through her vein. But that's a very high risk because it can also cause liver damage, which in some cases for her, it actually did.
That's all I have, Judge.
No further questions, Judge.
See, excused, not subject to recall?
That's correct, not for the defense.
Okay, I don't hear anybody asking for recall, so you're excused not to come back, sir. Thank you. Your next witness.
Ms. Erica Torres, Judge.
Okay, then go ahead and have a seat. You've been previously sworn. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hello, Erica.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Okay.
Erica, I want to start off by asking, how have the actions done by the defendant on June 1st, 2024 affected you?
I have lack of nutrition. I usually am always weak. I have a lot of scars, a lot of pain. Pain is usually internally, my stomach.
Okay, well, I guess, so, seems like a lot. I guess let's start with the physical first, all right? And if you will, if we could start from the head down, okay? What type of injuries did you have to get treated because of what Mr. Delgado did?
Well, I have a hole left from the trach. It's just there. And then one of the bullets went through my dominant left hand.
Permission to approach the witness, Your Honor? I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit 53. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I took it.
You took this photo,
I took the screenshot of my x-ray.
and it's a true and accurate depiction of what it portrays to be?
Yes.
Has it been altered in any shape or form?
No.
All right. Your Honor, I'll tender to defense for any objection. State's Exhibit 53.
Judge, I don't think I received these medical records in discovery, so I'm gonna object. Unless they're in discovery, we can use them.
They are.
Okay, which ones are they?
They're tendered to you.
Judge, I don't remember seeing this in discovery. Also, I object.
Were they tendered?
Yes, Your Honor, they were tendered. We tendered him a hard drive with all the pieces of evidence we had. This was on that hard drive.
Okay, well, I guess if you're sure, as an officer of the court, I'll overrule the objection. You may proceed. It's admitted.
Thank you. Provisional published, Your Honor?
Yes.
Erica, what are we looking at here?
That is my left hand. In between my middle finger and index finger, you will see small little dots in between the two knuckles. Those,
Now, let me stop you there. Are they,
well, there's bullet fragments right there, and as well in between the hand.
so
Like-
it's this right here,
Yes,
and this little dot right here?
yes, and then that one as well. That as well, and then in between the two middle fingers, that little white line that's in between, those are bullet fragments as well.
Okay, and which hand is this?
This is my left hand, it's my dominant hand.
And where are those fragments today?
They're still in my hand. They cannot be removed. If removed, they would cause a lot more damage.
What kind of damage?
Probably not being able to function correctly. At the moment, I'm able to move my hands, but I have no sensation in these 3 fingers. I have multiple pain, always radiating up to my arm, down all the way to my neck, due to the fragments and the damage that is to my nerves on my hand.
And do you have a hole here? Or more
Yes, I have a hole and I have a scar.
Thank you. Have you regained confidence in that hand?
No, I have not.
And you said that that was your dominant hand?
Yes,
So are you able to write today?
I'm able to write, not as legible, and I'm unable to hold a pen or pencil completely.
Okay. Now, where else were you injured?
I have a lot of injuries on my abdomen. There's just multiple injuries. I have multiple surgeries. I had a hole with my intestine out. With the intestine being out, it had a fistula, which is a hole.
Now, real quick, you said you had a hole. How long did you have that hole?
I still have it. It still hasn't completely healed.
Okay. Now, and you were talking about a fish. What was it?
A fistula. It's a hole. The fistula was located in my stomach. So all the acid that our stomach has to break down foods was spilling out through there. Anything that I would intake, as in water, anything to drink, food, medications, anything was coming out through that hole. Drainage was every day. I was stuck to a wall suction, and it suctioned out every day what I was spitting. For the first couple of months, I was usually stuck in bed. Due to being in bed for such a long time, I had to relearn how to walk as well.
Okay, let's move back a little bit. So you said you were able to eat food?
No, I wasn't able to eat food at all while I was there at the hospital, nor drink anything.
Okay, and how long were you not able to eat food for?
For almost a whole year.
And not being able to eat food, how did that affect you?
It emotionally and mentally, it's really, really hard. It's like as if somebody's depriving you from everything.
And did it affect you physically in any shape or form?
It did. I was underweight. I had no muscle. My hair was falling out. My teeth were hurting constantly. I would eat to keep nutrition. It was through an IV in my arm. That was like that for like 11 months. And Monday, 3 times out of the week, I had wound care, which were dressings that they would come in and remove all the dressings, all the tape, everything that they had, wash, clean, everything they needed to do to keep this area from getting infected again. Doing that and being on the meds that they had me on, I felt everything. I felt every tug, every pull, my skin burning. I would always ask myself, like, why? Like, why am I having to go through this? And why is it that I'm surviving all of this?
You mentioned skin burning. What do you mean your skin was burning?
That hole that I had, the acid that would fall out, sometimes it was so much that it wasn't able to suction out. And because of that, so it would sit in the pocket, and around my skin around the hole would burn off.
Now, what injuries, if any, did you receive below your waistline?
A double compound fracture on my right foot.
Permission to approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 54. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize it?
It's a screenshot that I took.
Okay, and is it a
It's
true and
ac-
accurate depiction of what it portrays to be?
yes, it is.
Has it been altered in any shape or form?
No, it hasn't.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, let the record reflect I'm tendering to defense States Exhibit 54 for inspection and any objection.
This part of the same thing. It's already there. Objection, Judge.
Admitted.
Permission to publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm going to show you what's been marked as States Exhibit 54. Can you please explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what we're looking at here?
That is my right foot. It's a complete break.
Is that where it's circled there?
Yes,
So that's the complete break you're speaking of?
yes. And I have rods, screws, and I have a plate.
So you have and where is this plate and rods and screws currently today?
Still in my foot. I will be unable to remove them. I have to keep them on like forever.
Why is that?
Because that piece right there that is broken,
This piece?
yes, does not heal. So the screws and rods and metal keep my foot together.
Has that affected your mobility in any way?
Yes, I am able to walk. I cannot wear certain shoes. My foot always is swollen. It's always in pain. I do walk. Walking is only minimal. Can't walk for a long time. At the moment, I cannot run and I cannot jump. I'm unable to lift anything more than 10 pounds.
Now, earlier you testified that you had to relearn to walk. How long did it take you to become mobile after this accident?
Without any assistance or using a walker or anything, would be around the time in January, maybe February. And it was very minimal
And this is
of 2025.
of 2025?
Mhm.
And what would you think during your mobility recovery?
I did not see. I didn't see it ending. I didn't see an ending. There was always something new, always another complication. There was always another hurdle to have to go. It feels like it's a never ending hurdle with all these injuries.
At any point in time, did you ever want to give up or feel hopeless?
Yes. Yes, I did multiple times. I started losing sleep over it. I don't have sleeping, like I have insomnia because it's constant. Like I said, always in pain. It's always just a reminder of everything that I have to go through the next day. And the next day is always a hurdle to have to just get up itself.
What would you say was the length of your recovery?
I'm still in recovery. I'm never gonna be done with recovery. I have short gut syndrome. I don't absorb foods, liquids correctly. I cannot, I don't have energy throughout my day. Just simply walking around, going upstairs or going downstairs, it's a struggle. It is.
And you mentioned that you will always be in your recovery. Are you still being treated for your injuries today?
Yes, I still am. I am seeing multiple doctors at the moment.
What medications are you currently on?
At the moment, I'm taking a Protonix. I'm taking Lyrica, Zoloft, Seroquel for sleep, And I take a Gatix. It's an injection that has to be taken every day, and that helps with some of the absorption in food that I can intake throughout my day.
Did you have to take a Gatix today?
Yes, every morning.
Did you ever have any complications while you were in the hospital?
No, I was a healthy 31-year-old with no
Oh, I'm sorry.
complications.
Did you ever have complications while you were in the hospital?
Yes, multiple complications.
What kind?
From what I've understood, it was always one thing after another at the beginning of the stay. After they were able to stable me and kind of figure out, it was always day to day. It wasn't, oh, we're going to do this because this is a long period of time. No, we had to wait day by day. Surgeries were not planned ahead of time. Surgeries were literally planned within like just days just to see how I was.
How has your life changed emotionally? How has this affected your mental state?
I've never had anxiety. I never felt depression. And it's just an absolute horrible feeling. PTSD is even worse. You lose sometimes time. You're just sitting there and you're just thinking, and it's playing over and over in your head. And you're trying to get out of it and you can't. And you just sit there. It's kind of like if you feel numb and you're trying to wake up from it and you can't. So mentally, I'm constantly struggling.
Prior to this, were you on any of these medications?
None. I was healthy, 31, no broken bones, no medications.
How have the actions of Mr. Delgado affected your family?
It's affected everybody very differently. My parents had to start preparing for choices that I really do not believe any parent should have to make. My daughters, they're so innocent. They have an insane mind, and they're so scared. I can't even leave a room sometimes. My oldest was not even present at the time, and she is terrified to leave me alone. She tracks my every move because she is terrified that her mom isn't gonna come home. How am I supposed to explain something like that to an 11-year-old? And then I have my baby. How is she supposed to see her dad, her biological father, do what he did? How is she supposed to explain that? How is she supposed to go to school and be around kids that might know what's going on? My daughter's innocence have been taken away, and they were taken away by her father. My children should not be going through this. This is horrible.
Can you do any of the things that you used to enjoy prior to this accident?
At the moment, I'm not able to.
Like what? What can't you do?
We would always be either out at the ranch riding. I cannot ride horses right now, so my daughters have to do it on their own. We used to go to the gym a lot together, all three of us. Swimming. They love swimming. I cannot get into a pool at the moment. Simply driving. I mean, right now, my mom and I, we watch the girls together and stuff, but my mom sometimes does have to go to work. If they want to go somewhere, they have to wait because I'm not able to drive.
Why can't you drive?
Because the doctors are not allowing me, my doctors are not allowing me to drive due to the PTSD that I have and the trauma that I have. It's not safe, and as well, my abdomen is still open, so they do not think it's safe for me to be conducting a vehicle.
Would you say that you're able to live your life normally?
No. I'm not able to. I used to be very carefree. I was never aware of my surroundings, I really never believed anything bad would happen. And now I am constantly looking at the cameras in our house. I am terrified when people come to the door. I do not like any confrontation at all with anybody. I literally shut down and just don't say nothing. Like, it's a horror. It's just horrible. Like, my sense of feeling safe and secure is already taken away.
Are you able to carry your daughters?
No. Like I said, I'm not able to lift 10 pounds or more. So I haven't been able to carry my baby at all for the past year.
Erica, how do you feel here sitting in court today?
I am nervous. I'm just really, really nervous. I want justice. I've had to pay for my wrongdoings. I've had to appear in court. I've had to deal with all the wrongdoings that I've done. I want justice for myself too. I may not have outcried many other times that I could have, but this isn't supposed to happen. My life was not supposed to be in his hands. He's not God.
Do you believe that Billy Delgado gave you a life sentence of pain and suffering?
Yeah, he did. He did. He gave me a life sentencing, and he didn't just give it to me, but like I said, he gave it to my daughters, gave it to my family and my friends.
Pass the witness.
Ms. Torres,
Mhm.
the jury is here to determine Mr. Delgado's sentence, right? Which will probably include a prison sentence. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you have experience being in jail. Did you have a very pleasant experience while you were there?
No.
Back in 2012, you were booked into the Laredo Police Department for assaulting a family member. How many days in jail did you do for that?
I was not in jail. I was in there for 6 hours.
Okay, so you paid for that one by 6 hours.
Mhm.
Okay. In 2016, you were assaulted for an assault causing bodily injury. How many days in jail did you do for that one?
In 2012 and 2016?
Yes.
No.
None?
In 2016. In 2012 and 2016?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. In 2012, I did not get arrested in 2012.
There's not the one with your brother?
No.
Which one was that one?
That had to be in either 2013. 2016 has to be the one with my brother. I never got arrested in 2012.
What about the accident involving damage, driving while intoxicated, and resisting arrest? Is that you?
Yes, I did get arrested for that.
That was 2023?
Yes.
And what happened in that case?
I'm sorry?
What happened in that case?
It's still pending.
Okay. How many days in jail did you do for that one?
6 hours.
And the one for your brother was 6 hours.
I was in the holding cells.
What about the 2023 assault causing bodily injury?
Yes, I did 6 hours as well.
And the Department of Public Safety arrest for assault causing bodily injury in November 14, 2023. How many days for that one?
I'm sorry. No, the assault for Billy, they did not arrest me. They started the investigation and then they set out a warrant out for my arrest.
Okay.
And when the warrant was set out, that was the one at DPS that they had arrested me for. And again, that one was 6 hours.
And the Laredo Police Department for delivery, manufacturing, delivering, or controlled substance.
That is
Less
still
than a
under
gram?
investigation.
Okay, but you get arrested for that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and how many hours for that one?
I was, due to when I was released from the hospital, I went in and turned myself in. And due to all the damages, I still had tubes. I had the hole in my stomach, tubes everywhere. I was medically released.
That was in June 11, 2025. You were just out of the hospital for a week?
Exactly.
Okay. And was that, you were actually detained for that case earlier and then
Nope.
arrested? It was the same time.
Sorry?
I mean, were you like arrested for the?
No, I was not arrested. They did an investigation, presented a warrant.
Mhm.
The warrant was set out, turned myself in, and it's pending right now.
And when were you supposed to have possessed the cocaine?
Objection, Your Honor. As to relevance, Judge, and she's already answered the question, Judge. He's going to separate the facts. This is under investigation. It's not a case that's been indicted or anything, Your Honor. She's not been convicted of this, Judge.
Because we're at sentencing. I'm not. We're at sentencing. It's her character's at issue.
Well, no, I disagree with that. But if she's got a pending case, and that is fodder for potential bias motive. So all I have to are pending cases. So overall.
So we have a total, you're saying, and there's other incidents where you weren't arrested, the police were called, right?
Yes, with Mr. Billy Delgado, yes.
So at least we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We won't count the one in June because you shouldn't have, they couldn't detain you very long because of your medical condition, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4, and the cocaine must have been prior to June 1st, right?
From I believe so, yes. I was not aware about these charges until April of 2025.
Okay. So how could you have picked up a cocaine charge if you're June 1st, 2024?
Again, I was not arrested by an officer. I am still pending those charges. My lawyer, I still need to sit down and talk to him about these charges.
Okay, so you're telling us that prison is not a fun place to be at. Jail is not a fun place to be at, I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
And that's basically been your experience of being in jail.
Yes,
And you paid for whatever you did, right?
yes.
Now, you already have a protective order, a lifetime protective order, right?
Yes, I do.
So Billy can't see you without being arrested, being close to you without being arrested.
That is what the paper says.
Okay. He can't even see his daughter, Esmeralda as well. He can't be within a certain amount of yards or he gets arrested.
Yes, that's correct.
So that's another form of punishment for him, right?
On behalf of his choice.
Okay. That's another form of punishment though.
Yes,
Just like you were punished 6 hours at the city jail for what you've done, Billy's also being punished, right?
yes,
All right. Now, you have a brother named Louis?
yes, I do.
Okay. And has he been to prison?
Yes.
For what?
I don't know.
He's your brother, you wouldn't know?
I object to
No, I
relevance,
don't.
Your Honor.
Sustained.
Did you discuss his experiences in prison?
No, I
Objection
don't.
to relevance.
Judge, it's relevant. They're trying to send my client to prison. Want to know what she's heard.
Your Honor, he's talking about a completely different, an entirely different person, Judge.
I don't sustain objections to this witness.
You have two brothers, right?
Yes, I do.
Has the other one been to prison?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Do you have any other siblings?
Yes, I do.
How many?
I have 3 brothers in total, and I have 2 younger sisters.
And you share the same mom and dad?
We share the same dad.
Same dad. Your mom's been married how many times?
She's 3
Objection, as for
times.
relevance, Your Honor.
Sustained.
And those are the only, Louis is the only one that's been to prison?
Objection, as for relevance, Your Honor, and he's already been instructed that that question wasn't relevant by the court judge.
Well, it's repetitious. You already got an answer to that, so I'll sustain the objection. What else?
Ma'am, do you ever remember sending a text to Ms. Delgado, Billy's mom, basically apologizing what you put your daughters through?
I don't recall. I used to talk to Miss Delgado a lot. She was the only person that I had in San Antonio, and granted, I had gone to her house multiple times because I was getting away from Billy, and I would tell her, like, I don't understand why is this happening, but I don't want to give up. They are my daughters, that was their dad, and I wanted to keep my family together. This was my second marriage, and I wanted to keep what was a family together.
I mean, basically you say you're sorry for putting your hands on him, on Billy, and I apologize to Billy every day when I do. Is that right?
Yes, I do. I do apologize to him.
And there's no excuse for me to put my hands on him, but I'm sorry for putting my girls in this situation. I put them through. I love my daughters and I hate what I have put. Is that?
Well, if you can tell me the date that text was sent and the conversation prior to that, then I would understand why I was sending that text message.
July 17, 2023.
July 17, 2023?
I think you were on your way to, were you on your way to SA?
July 17, 2023?
Mm-hmm.
No, I was not.
Okay. But do you remember texting things like that to Connie?
I probably have.
Okay. How many assault cases do you have, Eric? I'm sorry, I think I lost track.
Objection to asked and answered, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Let me see. 11/14. 11/14, okay. Erica, I think I missed one. The assault that you had in Bexar County, that was, what month was that? Do you remember?
No, I'm not aware what month.
Remember the year?
22?
Hmm?
22?
22? You already testified that you were on deferred adjudication for that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, do you think all those assaults and records that you have, do you think that play into anything about this case?
No.
No? Okay. That's all I have this witness, Judge.
Nothing further from this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, then you got to see the full room, that's a free call. This is what he stands for. Next question.
State rest, Your Honor.
Second.
Yes, Judge. Let me see. Start off with Miss Vanessa. Okay, Megan Bagwell.
Please right hand. You solemnly swear the evidence in the testimony you're giving this cause to be the truth, so help you God. So sit over here. Have a seat.
Miss Bagwell, can you give us your complete name, please?
Megan Lee Bagwell,
Okay, and where do you reside, ma'am?
Burleson, Texas.
Okay, and how do you know Mr. Delgado here sitting next to me?
I'm the mother of his firstborn child.
Okay, so you had a relationship for some time?
Yes, for 5 years.
Okay. Do you know him to be a dangerous person?
Not at all.
I mean, do you, you have one child together, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you manage the visitation periods with Mr. Delgado?
Because he does lived in Laredo, he would get him for holidays for 1 month during the summer, the standard custody agreement.
Okay. And does his son enjoy visiting with him?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you encourage the visitation?
I do.
Okay. Do you consider yourself to be a good mother?
I do.
Okay. If Mr. Delgado was a dangerous person, you wouldn't allow him to see your son, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay. But you've never seen any tendency like that? You've never had any interactions with your son to cause you to be scared of your child being alone with Mr. Delgado?
No, my son adores him.
Now we're here because the jury sitting over there is going to determine Mr. Delgado's sentence. Okay? We don't know what they're going to do. They have a wide range of punishment. You heard you've heard some of the conversations with the injuries and all this stuff. I mean, does this scare you if Mr. Delgado was alone with you, that he would shoot you or something like this?
No, he would never do that to me.
If he has a prolonged absence from seeing your son, you think it's going to affect the relationship?
Yes.
It's going to affect your son's life?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. How old is your son?
11.
11?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if the jury sends him to 5 years, you won't see him until he's 16, right?
Correct.
Sends him to 10 years, you won't see him until he's 21.
Correct.
And by that time, he's all the important information that he should be receiving from his father. When he's a growing young man, he's going to miss out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Do you have any memories that you spent together with Mr. Delgado and your son? Any good memories?
A million.
You want to share one with us?
There's too many. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but my son enjoys talking to his dad, spending time with him.
Okay.
And when we were together, we were a family. We had our regular fights that normal people have, and the fights that they would have were not normal. They were extremely unhealthy, extremely toxic. And I would tell both of them that it wasn't right.
Okay, but when you had argument, when you were in a relationship with Billy, you argued, right?
Yeah, we had discussions and we would sit down and talk about what and why and how we could fix it.
You didn't throw a weight at him, did you?
No.
Would you like to see Mr. Delgado be able to try to live a productive life and repay whatever he owes and restitution to Ms. Torres?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor.
What?
Objection, ask a question, Your Honor. You can't ask for a specific punishment as to the witness, Judge.
Okay, would you like him to continue to support his son and be a good father to him?
Yes, I would like for him to be in my son's life.
Is that what you're telling the jury here today?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's all I have for Ms. Bam.
Yes, Your Honor. You said that you had a child with Billy Delgado?
Correct.
Okay. Were you in a relationship with Mr. Delgado?
Correct.
How long were you all in a relationship for?
5 years.
5 years?
Yes.
When was that?
It began in 2012 and ended in 2018.
Okay. In 2018?
Yes.
That's when he started dating Erica, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did he left you for Erica?
No.
Why did y'all separate?
We were just young and weren't a good fit for each other, and we would rather co-parent and be cordial with each other than continue to try to have a relationship that we knew wasn't going to work.
Does Mr. Delgado pay you child support?
He does.
Has he paid you child support in the last year?
No, he's been incarcerated.
And you said that y'all were not a good fit, right?
Yes.
Okay. Would you consider the actions of Mr. Delgado shooting Erica Torres 10 times dangerous?
Yes.
You would consider him a dangerous person?
No, I consider what he did dangerous. I don't think he is a dangerous person.
But you would agree with that what he did that day was wrong?
Yes, I do.
And you would agree that what he did that day was a poor example for his son?
Yes.
Pass the witness.
Questions, Judge? Fine.
Okay, Ben, you step down. You're not subject to recall. You can stay in the courtroom or you're free to leave. Thank you. Next one.
Next one, Judge, is Jeanette Coronado. Jeanette Coronado?
Good afternoon, Mr. Coronado. Would you raise your right hand, please? You do solemnly swear the evidence and the testimony given in the cause will be the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
You have a seat over here. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Ms. Coronado, can you please give us your full name?
Señora Coronado, diga su nombre completo.
Janet Alvarado.
You can speak a little English, right?
Yes.
Okay, but you feel more comfortable in Spanish?
¿Se siente más a gusto usted en español?
Yes.
Can I ask you, how long have you known Billy?
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva usted conociendo a Billy?
Llevo de conocerlo aproximadamente 23 años.
I've been known him for approximately 23 years.
And what would be the reason that you know him?
¿Cuál es la razón por la cual lo conoce?
La mamá de él es mi amiga.
His mom is my friend.
And so you've known him for 23 years. So I guess he's 30 something. You saw him actually grow up to be a man, right?
Sí,
Entonces, si tiene 23 años de conocerlo, él hace como 30, ya tiene como más de 30, entonces usted prácticamente lo vio crecer.
sí.
Yes.
Did she ever exhibit behavior like he's been accused of here?
¿Alguna vez él mostró algún comportamiento como el que se está escuchando aquí hoy?
No, nunca.
No, never.
Do you trust him around your children?
Claro que sí.
¿Usted se siente a gusto con él en presente de sus hijos?
Claro que sí.
Of course.
Okay. Do you work for Ms. Delgado?
¿Usted trabaja para el señor Delgado?
Sí.
Yes.
And how long have you worked for?
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva trabajando con ella?
Ya 9 años.
Almost 9 years.
Antes de eso trabajé con ella en el 2003,
Before I worked with her in 2003,
donde ella era mi gerente. Ella era la branch manager.
where she was the branch manager.
Did you ever have an opportunity to meet Erica Torres?
¿Usted tuvo la oportunidad de conocer a Erika Torres?
Sí.
Yes.
And how was that you met her?
¿Cómo fue que la conoció?
Por Billy. Por Billy, porque era la novia de Billy.
Through Billy, because she was Billy's girlfriend.
Okay. Did she ever work same place you were working at?
¿Trabajó ella en el mismo lugar donde usted trabajaba?
Aplicó para trabajar conmigo, pero no trabajó. No.
She applied to work with us, but she didn't work.
Have you ever had any conversations with her?
¿Ha tenido usted conversaciones con ella?
Sí.
Yes.
And when was this?
¿Cuándo fue eso?
Aproximadamente tuve una conversación en la cual me gustaría expresarla. Fue el año pasado, antes de que pasara todo esto, en la oficina. Ella fue a recoger un cheque y durante la plática yo le comenté, Billy se había ido fuera de la ciudad y yo le comenté que sí estaba triste porque él se había ido. Y ella me...
I did have a conversation with her. This was about last year. Before, she went to the office to pick up a check, and I had a conversation with her. And because Billy had left, I asked her if she was sad because he had left.
Objection to hearsay.
Sustained.
So you had a conversation where you discussed Mr. Delgado leaving?
Tuvieron una conversación donde el señor Delgado se había ido.
Objection to hearsay.
Sustained.
Did Eric ever go and talk to you in person?
Objection to hearsay.
So yes or no? Overall.
Erika fue a hablar con usted en persona.
Sí, ese día donde como me comentó de
Objection to
que...
hearsay, Your Honor.
Judge, she hasn't responded yet. How can it be
You're saying
hearsay?
yes, and she's saying that she's gonna say it in Spanish, Judge. I can understand it. She's saying that she's
So it's a
calling.
yes or no, did she talk to her? She said yes, so let's move on.
Ms. Coronado, did Erica exhibit any type of aggressive behavior around you?
Señora Coronado, la señora Erika en un momento demostró algún comportamiento agresivo.
Una vez me comentó de que...
Objection to hearsay, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Did you ever see any aggressive behavior or just she told you about it?
¿Usted vio comportamiento agresivo o ella le dijo de este?
Ella me dijo.
Objection to hearsay.
Okay, ma'am, what I'd like for you to do
Lo que quiero que
is
usted haga
not repeat anything
es que no repita
that someone else said
nada
to
que alguien
you,
más haya dicho,
Okay,
unless
claro.
I tell you it's okay. Understood?
a menos
Yes.
que yo le diga que está bien entendido.
Let's proceed.
During the 23 years that you've known Billy, have you spent a lot of time around him?
Cuando en los 23 años que conoció a Billy, ¿usted pasaba tiempo cerca de ella?
Sí,
Yes.
Do you know him to be a very respectful man?
¿Usted conoce que él es un hombre muy respetable?
sí,
You
Yes.
know him to be a very peaceful man?
¿Que es
Sí.
un hombre muy pacífico?
sí.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had any issues where he becomes aggressive toward somebody that you know or yourself?
¿Alguna vez él ha sido muy agresivo con alguien que usted conoce o con usted?
No, para nada.
No, nothing.
Have you seen him interact with his children?
¿Alguna vez lo ha visto interactuar con sus niños?
Sí.
Yes.
And what's your opinion on how he interacts with his children?
¿Cuál es su opinión? ¿Cómo interactúa con ellos?
Es muy cariñoso, responsable, cuidadoso. Excelente padre.
He takes care of them. He's very responsible.
Have you seen Erica interact with her child, Esmeralda?
¿Ha visto usted a Erika interactuar con su hija Esmeralda?
Sí,
Yes.
Okay. Does she act in a normal fashion around the times that you've seen her?
Las
As
veces
a
que
mother?
usted la ha visto, ella se comporta de una manera normal,
descuidada como madre.
careless as a mom.
Okay. Ma'am, if Billy's sentenced to prison and once he's released, are you going to help him get back, try to help him reintegrate into society?
Si a Billy entra a la cárcel y a él lo dejan en libertad, ¿usted lo va a ayudar, tratar de que él se reintegre en la sociedad?
Tiene todo mi apoyo.
He has all my support.
Okay. So it's not going to bother you or you won't be scared if he becomes your neighbor. He's a convicted felon now, right? He's going to lose a lot of his rights. And he lives next to you. Are you going to be scared that a convicted felon coming out of prison is living next to you? It's Billy Delgado.
No le va a molestar que el señor Billy Delgado va a ser una persona que haya estado como hombre condenado y vaya a estar viviendo enseguida de usted, que va a perder todos sus derechos.
No, incluso está mi casa para que viva.
No, in fact, he has my house to live.
That's all I have this witness, Judge.
Can I proceed, Your Honor?
Please.
Ms. Alvarado, do you believe that Billy Delgado shooting Erica Torres 10 times on June 1st, 2024 was a dangerous act?
Señora Alvarado, ¿usted cree que el hecho de que el señor Billy Delgado haya disparado a Erika 10 veces el día 1 de junio de 2024 fue un acto bueno?
Como mamá no sé qué acción, cómo yo respondería al decirme que uno de mis hijos fue dañado así. Y no fue la primera vez, o sea, no era la primera vez.
As a mom, I would not know how to answer if this was not the first time.
So this is not the first time he's fired a weapon at somebody?
Esta no es la primera vez que él le dispara a alguien.
No era la primera vez que escuchamos que la niña había sido dañada.
It was not the first time that we heard that the child had been hurt.
you.